You know the scene. We've all been there. You walk into a room, and there it is, your favorite plant, knocked over, dirt everywhere, and your cat is just sitting there, looking at you. And you just have to wonder, right? Do they know they did something wrong? Do they actually feel sorry? Well, today, we're going to dive into that, into the really fascinating world of how cats feel.
Yeah, this is the big question, isn't it? We see them after the fact. Maybe they're hiding, or maybe they come right up and start rubbing on our legs, and our human brain immediately tries to translate that. We see guilt, we see remorse. But is that what's really going on inside that furry little head of theirs? Let's find out.
Okay, so to really understand a cat's apology, first we've got to step into their world. And trust me, their world operates on a totally different set of rules than ours.
This is the absolute key. The first thing we have to wrap our heads around. Your cat doesn't think in terms of right and wrong. They just don't have that moral compass. Their entire world is built on instinct, curiosity, and, most importantly, the immediate consequences of their actions.
I love this slide. It's like a perfect little decoder for cat behavior. When you yell and your cat scurries away, it's so easy for us to label that guilt. But what they're actually feeling? It's fear. That thing we sometimes think is spite? Nope, it's more likely just confusion. And what we project as remorse is actually a deep anxiety that the bond between you two has been damaged.
And make no mistake, cats are incredible emotional sponges. They are masters at reading our tone of voice, our body language, even our facial expressions. So no, they don't understand that breaking the vase was a bad thing to do, but they 100% understand that your sharp tone and angry face mean you are upset. They very quickly connect their action with your negative reaction.
So, if they can't feel guilty, and they're not really saying I'm sorry, then what in the world are they doing when they come purring and rubbing against you right after they got in trouble? Well, it's all about one thing, getting things back to normal.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. It's perfect. Your cat values its relationship with you more than almost anything. So when they sense that you're unhappy, their number one goal isn't to repent for something they don't understand, it's to restore that feeling of peace and safety. They're basically asking, hey, are we still good? And they have this whole beautiful language for it. That slow blink, that's a huge sign of trust. It's like a little cat kiss. The head bumping or nuzzling, they're putting their scent on you, basically saying, you're my family. And showing you their belly, that's an act of extreme vulnerability. It's their way of saying, look, I trust you completely. Let's fix this. But, this is a two-way street. What happens when we're the ones who mess up? How do you say you're sorry in a way your cat can actually understand? It's just the worst feeling, isn't it? You hear that yow, and your cat bolts under the sofa. You feel awful, and your immediate human instinct is to rush over and fix it. But a human apology just isn't going to cut it here. You have to speak their language. The main goal right now is to bring down their fear level. Chasing after a scared cat just tells them that you're still a threat. So the absolute best thing you can do first is nothing. Give them space. Let them calm down. Then, when they're ready, you can start rebuilding that trust with a soft, gentle voice. Offering a slow blink from across the room is huge. It shows you're not a danger. And then, a favorite treat can work wonders to replace that scary memory with a happy one.
Now this is so important. Our instinct is to comfort with hugs and kisses, but for a cat who's already terrified and feeling vulnerable, being grabbed and having a giant face come towards them can feel like another attack. It can make the fear and the distrust so much worse. Space is the single most crucial part of a real feline apology.
All right, so you've both made up, but does your cat hold a grudge? Well, the answer depends entirely on the difference between a single mistake and a repeated pattern.
So get this. You might be surprised to learn that a cat's short-term memory is, it's pretty short. For a single one-off negative event, like you accidentally stepping on their tail, which you properly apologized for, their memory of that specific incident only lasts for about 16 hours. They are incredibly good at forgiving an honest mistake. But, and this is a huge but, this is where their long-term associative memory comes in, and it is incredibly powerful. If bad things happen over and over, they don't just forget it. They learn. They start to connect you with fear or with stress. This isn't them holding a grudge. It's a deep survival instinct kicking in.
And this is exactly why punishing a cat is so damaging. Yelling at your cat doesn't teach them don't scratch the couch. It just teaches them be afraid of that person. Forcing them onto a visitor's lap or constantly picking them up when they're clearly struggling, these are the kinds of patterns that can break that bond of trust, sometimes for good.
And that's really what it all boils down to. That's the ultimate takeaway here. Your relationship with your cat isn't built on words and commands. It's built on a shared emotional language. They get your tone, your patience, your gentleness. They feel your intention. So the next time your cat does something wrong and then comes and bumps their head against your leg, try to see it in a new light. They're not saying, "I'm sorry." They're asking, "Are we okay?" And understanding that one simple difference, well, that's the key to building a much deeper, more amazing connection with your cat.